Liz,
Why don't you
you
just
don't know
be
how to
honest?
talk to men.
You're not a man, Ed. You're a child.
Bye. Have a nice life.
Bye.
Awesome! I was hoping to make a video on anyone else on Happily Ever After this week, like maybe Nicole and Mahmoud. But nope, they are still not showing up on any of these episodes or the previews for next week for some reason. Jasmine and Gino's story also currently makes no sense to me. And I'm getting whiplash from Sophie moving out and then back in over and over with Rob. So I guess let's say a final goodbye to Ed and Liz. But before we break down their ridiculous last few scenes and Ed dramatically looking out of the corner of the window, let's talk about how I'm almost positive that Ed watched the last video I made. I wouldn't be surprised if Ed watched any video with his face on it. I mean, he is a narcissist. But I noticed that I posted this video on Thursday of last week, and from what I could tell that morning when I posted it, that the comments on Ed's reels were still there. I was looking around on Thursday for maybe some more gold comments, like the ones that we were reading. I mean, in that video, we got a pretty good laugh at those. They were just so entertaining. Like my favorite. On to the next one. But when I went back on Monday, 3 days later, to see if there were any more fun comments we could maybe read together, I noticed that the comments were gone. What a coincidence! And it's only on the reels with that girl he was pretending was his girlfriend. The reels that we were watching in my video and reading the comments from. So everyone, say hi, Ed. Welcome to the next video about you. Also, a lot of you pointed out in my previous video that you think this woman is pretending to be Ed's girlfriend because her Instagram handle is literally BSBay. And if you click on her profile, it is private and says that she is a news reporter. I tried to click on the About This Account option to see if there were any usernames that appeared. I was trying to see if she changed her Instagram handle temporarily to BSBay, but I didn't see anything that made it look like she had temporarily changed it. But her account is also private, so I don't know if that makes it so you can't see their previous usernames. If you are an expert Instagram person out there, can you see their previous usernames this way if the account is private? Because BSBay does sound like a BS username, and Ed has not been seen with her in any posts since those reels. Now he's just posting himself in the pool, and then posting random people with him on his boat. He has not turned off those comments yet. Most of the comments are pretty mild. They're asking who these best friends of Ed's are, since he is saying that these are his best friends in the world. And people are asking this because no one recognizes these people. And the comments are relatively mild, but again, not many of them are rooting for Ed. Unlike how over on Liz's posts, everyone is just happy she moved on. No more crying over the mucus man. So let's talk about that final goodbye Ed and Liz had in episode 14. Remember, Liz and her mom are in Arkansas to get Liz's stuff moved out, and this picks up after Ed said some real below-the-belt insults to Liz's mom. Also, I want to mention, because this ties into the final goodbye scene as well, in my last video, when we saw Liz come in and start packing, a lot of people in the comments were talking about how it was crazy that Liz and her mom were cleaning Ed's house. Like, Ed the dirty pig made everything disgusting in the 3 weeks that Liz was gone. And now they were cleaning up after him. People were asking, 1, why didn't I talk about that? And 2, why the heck would they be helping him clean when he left it a mess and they're just there getting Liz's stuff? Liz owes Ed nothing. She should not even be talking to him. So why is she taking out his trash? And I thought initially that she was doing this because a lot of the stuff that was dirty was actually her stuff. So like the bowl that had the rotted fruit in it. She had to dump the rotted fruit out to take the bowl. The air fryer was hers, so they had to clean it out so she could pack it away. So I thought that she was taking out the trash because she was emptying things out that were hers. But then I rewatched the scene and I actually ended up taking that part out. Because when I rewatched it, I noticed that yes, they cleaned up after Ed while he just sat there. While I was editing, I noticed that I didn't see her pack the stuff that they were actually cleaning. So that completely changed my perspective on this scene. And in this episode, when she goes to hand off her garage door opener, that stuff is still there. So they were actually cleaning up after Ed, which was just like mind-blowing to me. Like, why are you taking out his trash? And I got that same confused why feeling in these goodbye scenes as well. I'll explain what I mean. So Liz is upset, knows that this is the end of this, and they must be done packing because she's holding her keys, and she walks over to hand off her garage door opener. She does not have to say a word to Ed. She could have just handed him the opener, walked off, and never talked to him again like all of us wanted her to. I mean, he's still blaming everything on Liz.
Okay, I canceled the wedding. But for her to come in with her mom and just fly off the handle, this is the main reason why I ended our relationship.
He's a dick. He's never going to change. She knows for the last 3 years she's been with him that he cannot be reasoned with. And yet, when Liz goes to leave, she tries to reason with him again.
Yeah, but
Thank you for your apology. There's no excuse.
Thank you.
Own it. You should have done it.
is.
You don't talk to women that way, period.
Okay, your mom wasn't being a woman. She was being a...
Just
How
stop.
did I embed?
Stop.
I was so frustrated that she was engaging with him at all. Just how I was frustrated that she was cleaning up after him. Why is she doing anything except completely ghosting him? I really just did not understand it. But then I realized, I think she thought still that Ed was going to change his mind when she said goodbye. Like, why else would she approach him and talk to him at all? Like, she must have still had a sliver of hope that he was going to take her back before she left. But instead, he brings up her next relationship.
I'm worried about your next relationship. I want you to be happy.
My next
And
relationship.
if you don't change, you're never going to be happy.
If I don't change.
Ouch. But seriously, I don't think she thought this was over, and that baffles me because I thought that the reality of him canceling the wedding had hit her, and that was the end for her, but it still wasn't.
And I'm trying to say goodbye to you, and you're trying to bring up the next guy that comes into my life? Are you kidding me?
Ugh, Liz. So this is not me defending Ed at all. I mean, he is a literal trash can, but I'm actually relieved that he ended things this way to get Liz to actually leave and not talk to him again.
Liz,
Why don't you
you
just
don't know
be
how to
fine?
talk to men.
You're not a man, Ed. You're a child.
Like, think about it. If they had this sweet goodbye and he was nice, Liz would have again had some hope that this wasn't over, right? So he sucks, but this was the best outcome. Because now she's taking off with zero hope of them getting back together. He's bringing up her next relationship. Like, the book is closed.
Moments like this make me wish that I've never, ever met Ed.
On every episode, on every new scene with Liz, especially with these moving out scenes, I keep thinking that the wedding getting canceled was the last straw for Liz. But then her cleaning up after Ed, and then trying to say goodbye to Ed, has made me think, nope, she was still holding on to some sort of hope. So in this case, I'm glad Ed did not try to string her along, love bomb her before she left. He instead brought up that he's worried about her next relationship, and gave her zero thoughts that he was going to change his mind. And she's leaving, hating him even more now. So we end this the way we seem to end every episode with Ed and Liz, with Liz upset and Ed not giving a fuck. But there is this scene at the end where Ed is like looking out the window, like you can barely see him in the corner watching Liz leave. It feels like the beginning of a horror movie. Why do I feel like he does this all the time alone in his house? It also reminds me of one of the subscribe messages I have made where I say that Ed will appear in your window if you don't subscribe. I guess it's time to make a new subscribe message with this meme-worthy scene.
Big Ed is watching, and he wants to remind you to subscribe to the Kiblz channel.
You're my best view. The love was real, but I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's better to have to start over than to be in the wrong relationship.
So this relationship and moving out drama has come to an end, I think. The only thing that kind of sucks about this is that we know that Ed and Liz will be together again on the tell-all. But if you remember in one of my previous videos, the woman who contacted me that Ed flew out to meet him said something about Ed asking her to fly out for the tell-all with him as well. She did not do it. She did not fly out to the tell-all with him. But to me, that means that even though Ed and Liz will run into each other at the tell-all, it looks like Ed was trying to bring a date with him, not reconcile with Liz. And we have seen that Liz is in a relationship with someone else now. So thankfully, it looks like the tell-all has not given them a chance to make up, which is a relief. And now that we're coming to the end of Happily Ever After, I'm also relieved that all of these insults and jabs Ed has made at Liz and her mom are all on camera, because he won't be able to get away from how he acted this season when they replay those scenes at the tell-all. And I hope that every tell-all that someone will call him out, and it usually does not happen, at least to the degree I'm hoping for, and then I get disappointed. But I'm thinking that that's going to be what's next for Ed and Liz. This was the final goodbye, and now we wait to see if someone at the tell-all calls out this garden gnome and puts him in his place or not. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye!